Well, Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. Barry Funkhauser here. Welcome. Third shifters, late nighters, the ones that listen first right when the show comes out. Hello. Those of you listening days and weeks later, that's okay. Barry Funkhauser here. And Joe? There.
Hi. Oh, I'm here.
Here he is. And today we have a very fun guest. Hopefully he'll speak English and Spanish today. The host of Bilingual Sounds. Here he is, the curator, Byron Gonzalez.
Hey, ¿cómo están?
What's up, boss?
¿Cómo están ustedes? Espero
See,
que todo bien.
don't do that. You know, we've had this discussion where I can't.
That wasn't easy for you?
No, whenever someone speaks Spanish at a rate faster than a 2-year-old, I cannot understand.
No, that's a cop-out. That one was easy. Muy bien, ¿y tú?
See?
Dang it. You guys are so much better than I am at this. Ugh.
Well, Byron, you are doing a lot these days. What are you mostly doing these days, man? You're doing a lot of music curation and doing that things. But what are you doing what's your life about there, Byron?
When I'm not doing that, I don't know. Watching TV.
Do that
what are
all
you watching?
Right now, there's this really cool show called Sweet Tooth. It's in its second season. It just got out. So it's on Netflix, and it's really cool.
Wait. Sweet Tooth. Why does that sound familiar? Wait, is that about the kid who has the antlers?
Yeah, they're called hybrids because they're half human, half animals.
Interesting.
It's really cool. But I just finished watching The Mandalorian too, so that's why I was like, I have nothing else to watch. And then that next season came out, so I was like, all right.
Oh, this brings up a good question because, when we were talking to our buddy Chase yesterday, he was saying that everybody was like,
Chevy Chase?
No, not Chevy Chase.
Hey, man,
Chevy Chase is.
I don't think
he's
does
not our friend.
Yes.
He does not. He's too much of a jerk to do podcasts. No, our real good friend Chase Shumway from Las Vegas was telling us that he has been seeing trends in people ditching some of their streaming services. Like everybody gets them all at once, right when they start streaming, and then after about 3 months, they're like, "Nah, I don't need this one. I'm just going to go to this one." So, are you the same way? Do you have them all, or are you just like a Netflix person?
Well, I have most of them, but I share most of them too.
Now, okay,
so I think I pay for like 2 of them, and then I get the other ones I share it. Someone gave me their password.
Not for Netflix anymore. That's for sure.
No, that's
crack down on that.
Still working.
Still working. They changed it in Central and South America a couple weeks ago to test it, I think. And, oh, man, pandemonium, riots on the streets. Everybody.
Isn't that what the Paris riots were about?
Yeah, not about raising the retirement age, just about the Netflix password sharing.
Yeah, I think those were separate. There was multiple, right?
Make sure you get your food rations in order because it's coming to America.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So password sharing then, huh? So, it doesn't matter, I think, at this point because you're always paying for something.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody has 1 or 2 they pay for and 1 or 2 that someone else does.
No, I pay for them all. I don't share my password.
But you don't have any friends, Joe.
I don't have any friends. I mean, it is true, and thanks for bringing up such an important and sore point with me.
It's not a negative.
Cool.
It is
a negative. I have no friends.
Less parties you have to go to and attend.
It is true. We do have to go to a wedding this weekend. And it's on a Sunday. It's on a Sunday night though, and it's like 50 miles away. It's like, I mean, I love the guy, but man, can't you do it on a Saturday afternoon like normal people?
So are you excited or not excited about a wedding on a Sunday night?
Oh, I'm actually a little excited. One, it's my old business partner Aaron, so I'm excited that he found someone, so that's cool. And his
or something? Is it like?
No, it's somewhere I've actually never been in Los Angeles before. No,
in Los Angeles,
Sherwood Country Club.
All right, I'd be excited.
The stupid Ritzy Country Club in Thousand Oaks.
Yeah, I know you're
the one that you cannot get on unless you pay them exorbitant amounts of money. Yeah, we're going to go there. So that's pretty cool. I've never been, and I've kind of wanted to go.
Of why I like going to weddings myself is because of the location, you know?
Of the venues?
The venue is a big part of what gets me outside. You know, me and...
Hey, you guys are both single. Well, not single, but you guys are both unmarried, correct?
Yeah, unmarried.
Do you guys have an idea of where you would want to get married? If you do ever get married?
I do. I'll go first because I'm the host.
Yes.
I have several.
Okay.
Depends on what kind of wedding. I'm a podcaster by trade, Joe. I don't know if you know this. 567 Podcast is your version.
I had no idea.
For everything podcast related, and I have a lot of wedding podcasts, so I'm very versed in this subject, and it depends on what my counterpart would want. Now, I have one that's oceanside up in El Montaña de Oro, up in Central California. And then I have one at the Trona Pinnacles, which is a very good one. And then, there's ones that are all-inclusive. I like the Palm Desert and, what do they call it, La Quinta?
La Quinta is really nice. Please don't do the Pinnacles. Don't make people go and drive to the middle of nowhere to go watch you get married.
Boatloads of cash, so you can Uber everybody. Nobody has to drive there. And
we're ever gonna have boatloads of cash, Barry. Come on. I know that you're really optimistic about our fortunes and our future because you said White Rabbit 3 times this morning. Yesterday morning? But come on.
Bezos single right now? Ms. Bezos, isn't she recently single again?
Oh yeah, she's giving a lot of her money to charities.
Yeah.
Who, Mackenzie? Oh, yeah, we like Mackenzie. She's nice.
I think she's single.
Nice person.
Don't rule me out, Joe. I have a chance.
No. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to go call up Eve right now and go tell her that you're going to go hit on Mackenzie Bezos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's going to work out really well for you.
About that whole problem. Well, love you, sweet.
Byron. Wait, hold on. I want to know, Byron, if you ever get married, where would you like to get married at? And remember, I got married on the beach in Catalina at sunset, so you got to try to beat that.
Well, how about not getting married? How about that?
You can do that too. You could be super Euro and just not ever get married.
Thought of that. That's the right answer.
Yeah.
No, it's not the right answer because if you get married, you get tax breaks.
Not anymore.
How good of a tax break? You got to
remember that.
But I mean,
you get $14,000 in marriage deductibles.
Yeah, but that's
you get married if you file together.
I mean, anybody
how much
than you, Joe?
$14,000.
$14,000
every year.
Damn.
As your deductible for filing as a married couple. Yeah, so it's worth it.
Sure, and that's
if you find someone you like and you love them and you want to marry them and be with them together forever, you don't have to get married. I'm not saying you have to.
Yeah, I mean, I discussed this with my partner, but we just grew up with marriages that haven't worked out. So it's we're ingrained with that. And so sure, we love each other now, but things change in the future. So who knows?
It's all good, man. All I'm saying is just be committed to that person. You don't have to get, I personally just like being married because my wife and I, it just works out.
Well, come on, man. How long you been married for? 20 years? It's like...
Oh, stop. Not 20 years. I guess I am that old. No, we have been married for 10 years. 10 and a half years.
Hasn't most of your adult life been with being in a relationship, though? You're a long-termer.
Me? No, I'm not a serial monogamist. I had a lot of relationships before I met Linda and settled down.
But you're settled down now, so it's a different.
Oh, sure. I'm also 100 years old. So what else am I going to do?
Young kids. I mean, what kind of world are you leaving them, Joe?
Leaving them a fine world because I'm not having kids and destroying the planet. So it's fine. But the other thing is, why do they care? Why do these young people care if I'm married or not? They shouldn't.
No, nobody cares if you're married, Joe.
That is rude. My mom cares if I'm married.
Well, okay.
My wife cares that I'm married.
All group of people care if you're married, but
it's true.
You know, the world is changing, Joe. That's the point of the podcast today. It's a different world for these young kids like Byron, the curator. Like, for example, he has a name that in the 80s could have made him a big superstar, Byron, the curator.
Oh, really?
Where everyone had nicknames like that. I don't know if it happens very much.
Chance the Rapper?
Tyler, the creator.
Tyler, the creator.
Well, maybe the world's not that far different. But
sorry.
My point is, things are changing, man. And we're talking, the three of us here, we're entertainers. I guess you could say we fall into the same category.
I try. You guys do better than I do.
We talk at people and they listen. We're in the... So, and a lot of this late night talk programming is ending. You know, I just read that James Corden's show on CBS cost $65 million to make.
Wait, what?
You know,
damn.
Dude, I know. Dude.
His show cost $65 million to make a year, to make how many episodes a year?
That's 365 almost.
No. Late night hosts do like 150 episodes a year, tops.
Yeah, 50 times 5 minus vacation. So, but... And it was only pulling in 45.
No, and they only do 4 nights a week. They don't do 5 nights a week anymore. They only do 4.
What? No, they do.
They don't do Friday nights anymore.
What? How long ago? Because
I don't know what Corden's schedule was, you know, but all numbers aside, $65 million a year is a lot, and they only pulled in $45 million in advertising. So they just
ouch.
Yeah. Can you believe that, man? That's a lot of money going in and out, but not enough.
Yikes. Yeah, they were losing $20 million a year.
Wow.
I mean, I get it. James Corden is not funny, and I can totally imagine him losing all that money.
You don't like him. I never gave him a chance. I was first, he first crossed my path because I love drama. It's my favorite thing. Public freakouts are like the blood in my being. And he got into this big fight with Patrick Stewart on stage, and it went viral.
Really?
And then it came out that he was just like a jerk. And it's this whole restaurant deal. He got kicked out of a restaurant because
he's a jerk. He is not.
James Corden is a jerk?
Yeah, he is a jerk.
What?
He's like an absolute jerk. He's like, he is the type of D-list celebrity who thinks they're hot shit. And he has almost zero talent. Like, James Corden is, 1, not a nice man. 2, he's not very funny. And 3, he is terrible at delivery.
No, man.
Absolutely terrible at delivery. His monologues and his stand-up are awful. He is not funny.
Okay, well, I'm the host, so I'm going to give you my take on this situation, because I agreed with you for a long time, and then I heard that he was ending. Now, I'm a big fan of Reggie Watts, which is his band leader.
Oh, yeah.
Very funny comedian, music comedian, and I never gave him a chance. You know, there was a couple things that went viral, and I didn't like him over the years. He did 8 years and 2,000 episodes, I think, but it says last week, so I figured I'd give him a chance. I went on a deep dive, and I started looking at all of his bits and kind of getting inside of his head as a host.
Yeah.
He's a Broadway performer from Europe, and
that's why he has a lot of musicals.
He's a child actor, came up on a sitcom. They threw him into this job with zero experience, and they surrounded him with the best production staff that CBS could pay for. That's the money. The money was in the production. And I learned
he still lost $20 million a year.
It wasn't good enough, man. But I learned this, and what I take away from, and if you're listening to this, you probably like late night talk programming in general, and you have some opinions on it. We're going to get into Byron's take on this in a second, but, you know, my opinion changed on James Corden. He was like a lamb in a lion's den, and the best production staff around him made that thing almost successful. And I take it away as a big lesson in late night programming, where You can have the best writing staff and the best production team in the business, but if you don't have the right host, it'll never, ever, ever work. And it's not
Right. If you got a fat turd who's a dick,
no.
like
That's
being
my
your
other
host.
Here's my gripe: is I respect him as a talent. I think he's talented. I think he's in the wrong.
Why?
He's in the wrong venue. That's why he started doing all that Broadway stuff. Is because
no, that's not why he started. He had been doing Broadway stuff. Watch him in any freaking movie he's ever been in. He's not good.
He's not talented enough to do late night.
He's not talented enough to do Broadway either. He's not funny and he's not good.
There was a show he was on, and I like that. But I have said my opinion. Joe, you have said your opinion.
Okay, I'll step away.
Now let's hear from the curator himself, Byron. What do you think of the whole thing?
Well, I mean, to each his own. I mean, even Ellen was a jerk, I guess, and her show was so long. But I think it's what you present in front of the camera, right? Not behind it. I mean, if you eventually find out how that person is, that definitely skewers your opinion and your viewership. But until then, you're going to be liking the show, you're going to be enjoying the show or not, right?
Well, you're talking in generics, man. See, this is I like you as a host because you know exactly how to cover the room. But right now, about you never watched him.
Well, that's what I think. I mean, I've never watched it because I have my favorites. I have Stephen Colbert. I used to like Jimmy Fallon at first. Now he's just gone too sterile for me. And then I love Seth Meyers. I think it's just Seth Meyers and Stephen Colbert that I watch. But I used to watch Conan.
Guys.
Used to watch Conan. Didn't watch Letterman. I mostly just watch people that have some connection to SNL.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
That's how I follow the people that I watch.
I do have some good news for everyone, I think.
What's that?
Out of the fire pit that was a $65 million disaster. You know, this was Worldwide Pants put this on. No. Worldwide Pants did Craig Ferguson.
Yeah, Worldwide Pants, that's Letterman, right?
Yeah, and then they did about a year before Craig Ferguson ended.
Oh.
CBS.
Did you guys ever watch Craig Ferguson?
I loved it. It's the best show on TV.
Oh my God, Stevens was a late night show. Craig Ferguson's show, that is an entertainer from the UK.
Byron,
I can
you know
watch
who that
all
is?
the time.
Yeah, he's that guy from the Drew Carey show.
Drew Carey,
I never watched his late night show extensively.
Oh, man.
You
are missing out. What was the name of the skeleton?
Oh man, he had the greatest name ever, and I keep trying to remember. But
God, I gotta find
it.
Oh,
name. His sidekick was a skeleton, Byron.
Really?
It was the best. It was so fun. Jeff Peterson.
Yeah, Jeff Peterson. Yeah, you ought to take a gander at that, Byron. In between the time,
wasn't he just on as an interim?
Yes,
no, he was on 8 years.
No. Yeah, he was on. He had his own show, but he was on. It was the Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and then what? James Corden took over the Late Show.
Well,
is that how it worked?
Letterman retired, and then CBS took over the Late Show's budget and creative, and they had the bright idea to hire James Corden.
Oh,
major failure. So here's
why he's leaving, or is he really leaving for personal reasons?
Well,
he got fired. He got canned because he's not making any money, and people found out that he's a jerk to everybody. And no one, especially the younger generations, don't want to watch a person who is not a good actual person. That is like the huge change that's been taking place in the late night ecosystem and just in entertainment in general. Gen Z and Gen Alpha, the new generation, they do not want to watch people who are not good people.
Well, you say that, but we're going to find out when the documentaries come out, because there's always documentaries about this kind of stuff. We'll find out the real reason.
Plus, there's too many men on late night sphere. There's no women. I just realized that the other day. I didn't even notice, but
did you see?
He had a bit of like all the late night people coming in to his bedroom or whatnot during a dream. Mm-hmm. They're all men.
Yeah. Did you see Chelsea Handler actually sat in on the Daily Show for a week?
Yeah, I think that was really cool.
And she was really good. I was actually really sad. Like Chelsea Handler, I have some issues with some of the stuff that she does. I don't particularly like.
Here we go.
She goes a little bit too much.
Here we go.
No, there's no here we go here. I'm not going on a rant.
Joe gatekeeping late night talk women.
I was just going to say, like, I don't like a lot of her stuff, but she's smart and she's intelligent and she can actually hit a punchline real hard.
Yeah,
and I was kind of sad when her show actually went off the air because she was literally the only woman in late night for years. And now, like you said, there's no one left.
Yeah, there isn't. And there was, they have Amber Ruffin, but she's not like on live TV. She's on Peacock.
Yeah, that doesn't count. Like I'm talking like broadcast or cable television with like a regular, not just like the online stuff or just streaming. Like
it's not there
something
yet.
that everybody can get to. I like Amber Ruffin. I think she's funny.
Yeah, she's great.
Hopefully we get there. I don't even think the Daily Show is going to go for a new female host. I think they're probably going to go with the male guy again.
Desi Lightick has been doing really well.
Yeah. I was going to bring her up. She is exactly my age, and I am in love with this person as an anchor. She's very, very talented. Desi Lightick.
She is.
Yeah, dude. You might see her. There's a lot of people up and coming, but the best news, and we'll wrap up here after we hear your thoughts here, is... Do you know what they're replacing James Corden with?
Better be a woman.
Nothing.
No, dude. This is exciting. So Stephen Colbert is taking over production.
Oh, cool.
And they're bringing back At Midnight. Do you remember that show on Comedy Central, At Midnight?
No. Oh, with...
Chris Hardwick hosted at the time, and it was a panel of comedians, a very funny show. It has a cult following, and it went off the air in 2017.
Yeah, I used to watch
everyone has been. Yeah, we all used to watch it, but we didn't know.
Wait, Chris Hardwick from the Walking Dead podcast thing, that guy.
Yeah, and he does The Wall.
He's a total nerd, but like a great nerd.
Married. Chris Hardwick's great because he is a total nerd, and it's great.
He's married to Lydia Hearst. Did you know that?
Who's Lydia Hearst?
Oh, man, he is? I had no idea. Wow.
Joe, tell Byron who Lydia Hearst is.
No, you go.
Be brief.
Go. You do it. No, because I'm not going to be brief. Go, do it.
Have you ever heard of the Hearst newspaper company? The Hearst company owns the Hearst Castle up in Northern California, and they were the first like newspaper major company, and so they've got billions of dollars.
Oh, really?
They're old money.
She inherited all of it. They own the Hearst Castle, and they go there every so often just to like hang out and like go there for the weekend. But it's like a tourist attraction now. It's a giant castle in the middle of Central. Hearst, yeah. So
Lydia is the daughter of Patty Hearst, the actress and author,
the granddaughter of
and the granddaughter of William Randolph Hearst, who was the guy who made the Hearst Castle.
There's a big history, too. I can't get into it now because I don't remember. I have to look it up. But the Hearst family has quite... That's a book to read if you're interested. Find a Hearst family history, one of them books and read it. But so At Midnight, I'm excited about that,
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right. Well, this is the part of the show. Byron, do you have any final words of wisdom here as we wrap things up in form of late night talk shows? I mean, do you watch it live or do you watch it later?
Yeah, I watch it on YouTube.
So you're not up late. Does it matter whether or not it's on at a certain time anymore?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, so it doesn't matter.
I think you are the youngest of the three of us, so you have to speak for everyone your age and younger.
I mean,
No pressure. No pressure.
I feel like I can't even stay awake sometimes to watch one of those late night shows, and if I do, it's only on the weekends.
So I actually read a really interesting story that it isn't about the actual broadcast time. It's about all of the clips, the 2-minute clips that are made from the late night talk shows that make their way all around the ecosystem, like all on social media, in all the newspapers, all the news organizations come up. So like these late night shows only get like 1 million people maybe ratings wise, maybe 2 million if they're real lucky on a big night.
Byron,
but
I think you don't have an opinion because you don't care, and nobody younger than me gives a flying F about chat shows at all anymore. I think that it's a dying thing.
I don't think it's a dying thing. It just has to be people that are of interest. Because I mean, I watched a closer look from Seth Meyers, but I don't watch any other bits from like Jimmy Fallon or the Late Late Show. I just think it's all about the bits and if they're good. And I mean, Stephen Colbert is great, but that's because I follow them since like Colbert Report and all that. I think it's also you need a host that has a little bit of a background like that, like and definitely get hosts from Saturday Night Live because they're used to late night stuff. They're used to the late night audience.
Yeah, but see, Jimmy Fallon is a perfectly fine human being and he's funny. He's great doing bits with people.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
any kind of like get out of the seat, let's go do this little activity. Those are always really, really fun. The problem with Jimmy Fallon comes in his writers for his stand-up are not all that great. He tries to be like the everyman and he doesn't want to make anybody mad, so he stays away from like politics for the most part. Yeah, and he's so super sterile. And he's not that great. Like Barry needs to get with Jimmy Fallon and show Jimmy Fallon how to conduct an interview. Because Barry does it really, really well, and Jimmy Fallon, not so much.
Well,
it's give or take sometimes.
I'm going to die on the hill saying that this is a dying format. And, if At Midnight doesn't work out, that's the cheapest way you can do it, man. Aside from Last Call Carson Daly. If this doesn't work out, man, it's over. It's over because all this Peacock stuff that they're testing out isn't going over the bump. It ain't gonna work, man. So
I think so.
That's it for me. What about you, Byron? What you think it's going to continue and everything's fine and dandy? And
I think so. They just got to get like fun host is what it is. I mean, I was watching the Amber Ruffin show for a while because she was funny, although she just went into too many musical numbers for my liking. But it was funny. You just got to get someone that's funny like that.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's a little adventurous, and
it's tough with 20 billion people on this planet. Apparently, you can't
exactly the late night audience.
20 billion people on the
planet. You really have to like be a wide ranging. Well, that's the reason behind Jimmy Fallon's take on it. And he wants to be an everyman because he has to appease all those people. People from the left and right watch those shows.
There's dollars in that.
Yeah.
All right, Joe, your final thought this evening on everything that we've talked about so far.
Well, I don't think late night is going to go anywhere because of the reach that those bits that they produce get. So they might only get 1 million people watching the program. On social media, those bits get like over 50 million views a week. And those views make it all worthwhile for the networks. Because regardless of the people watching live, those bits make it around on social, make it into news. They live, they breathe, they have the life of their own. And all of that stuff keeps the late night show and that network relevant. So that's why I think if they could find a way to do it, I think At Midnight's going to be just fine. You get 5 comedians sitting around a table riffing on each other for a half hour to an hour.
Yeah.
You're going to get some 2 to 3 minute bits that are going to make the rounds and make everybody laugh. And that is the reason they stay on. Because it in the greater ecosystem of brand recognition, it works.
All right. Oh, so what you're saying is we need to come up with 3-minute bits. Okay, I hear through the cracks.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, Byron. Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks, man. Happy to be here.
We'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.